I've actually, in the last couple of years, I've had blisters before I've had any kind of hand cramp, and I don't get blisters usually. So refining the hand technique will definitely help that. As I said, the one where the thumb moves up, you'll see the opposite. If I start here, the angle of the wrist, as I travel up, the wrist actually straightens. It's only slight, but if you compare that to that, it looks like a much better hand position. I can also use the back end of my thumb here on this side. As soon as I'm playing the G string, all of these strings are controlled by the back of my thumb. And I have that stability if I needed to really dig in. But the biggest problem with it will be if you're used to keeping the thumb rooted on the pickup, you'll start practicing, okay, I'll try practicing this new way and see what happens. So you sit down with a, I don't know, you're just practicing the scale. And you practice it at home, and it's very controlled, and you work on it very slowly, and brilliant. And then what will happen is you'll go out to your first gig with your new technique where you're feeling really like, oh, got it together. I guarantee you'll just go, huh! Oh man, and my thumb's back on that pickup again, and my strings are kind of ringing out a bit. And the biggest problem is most people, when they do that first gig back, they just go, oh, I just can't do this, man. I'm just going to stick to the way that I do it, and even though it sounds crap, I'm going to keep doing it, you know, for the rest of my life. Kind of the same way, if you think about it, when, you know, when little babies just first start off walking, and they do that sort of the massive sort of the wide hands and the feet, and you just think this isn't going to end with bump, and they land on their bum, and you could never imagine a baby just going, maybe walking's just not for me. I'm going to get that wheelchair over there and just move on. You know, it's because little kids have that sense of, I really want that thing. If any of you, I don't have kids, but I have nephews. If you've ever seen whenever a little kid gets its eye on the cooker or whatever, always the most dangerous thing, that vase. And they're going to go for it, and no matter how many times you put them back on the sofa, they just go, no, I'm going again. You put them there and they cry, and then you comfort them and you feed them and they chill out, and you think, oh, it's finally straight back again, and you think there's no stopping them. And as musicians, a lot of the time we forget about that thing because we feel nervous or intimidated or, you know, embarrassed or whatever, but it's important to go out and do that first gig and for the technique to completely flop and for you to say, okay, under pressure, I can't use that technique yet. Then you go back home, you sit down and you work on it again, and you think to yourself, the bigger picture here is that I'm going to get really good control of my instrument, and muting is essential. If you want to be a professional player of any description, or even if you want to be a good amateur player, you need to have that thing where you can keep control.